have Brahmachari Achyutamrita Chaitanya ji, who will be heading the panel discussion. He serves as Associate Professor in Amrita Darshanam, International Center for Spiritual Studies, Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham. He has more than 30 years of experience in teaching. He completed his PhD in 1997 from Cochin University. Since then, he has continued his extensive study of Indian culture under the guidance of Amma, Sadguru Sri Mata Amritanandamayi Devi. He also serves as Associate Editor of Matruvani, the spiritual monthly magazine of Mata Amritanandamayi Mutt. He has given spiritual talks in many temples across Kerala. His satsangs are regularly aired on Amrita TV as well. I welcome Swami to the session. I infer that Vedas are the way to achieve moksha. And since not all are competent to learn the Vedas, we have Mahabharata, the Panchama Veda. Does it mean that Mahabharata is enough and we can find the complete essence of Vedas in Mahabharata and achieve the ultimate goal of moksha? There is also a sub question to this by another person. Will learning and imbibing Amma's or Guru's teaching alone will lead to moksha or self-realization? So I once again request Achyutamrita Swami to address this question.
The question is very relevant question. There is no doubt. It's a very relevant question. Not all are competent to study Vedas. Actually, not all, you need not say. Very rare people are competent to study Vedas, especially in the present scenario, because the tradition itself is becoming very, very, very thin. And there are no one who can really teach Vedas, even the pronunciation, even the Ucharana of Vedas, we cannot understand and study nowadays because of the scarcity of masters who can teach Vedas. Then there are many problems. The grammar of Veda is different. When we study Paniniya grammar in college, in academic, even in not in academic, even in traditional ways, many of them won't teach the Vaidika Vyakaranam, Chandasa Vyakaranam. There is a section in Panini's grammar which relates to Chandasa. There is a famous text which is prescribed to students, which is called Siddhanta Kaumudi by Bhattoja Dikshita. It has two parts. One is Sanskrit grammar and the second part is Vaidika Prakaranam, this grammar of Sanskrit of Vedas. And the abridged version of Siddhanta Kaumudi, which deals with the whole Paniniya Vyakarana. The abridged version doesn't deal with the whole Paniniya grammar. It is for this lower students. It is called Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, and it doesn't have this Vaidika Prakarana at all. So nobody is nowadays taught. Those who learn Sanskrit, they are not taught. Most of them, maybe 99% of them are not taught the Vaidika grammar. Only the worldly language, which is in Ramayana, Mahabharata, Kavyas, Nadagas, etc. That grammar alone is taught to the students. The Vaidika grammar itself is not taught. And if you don't know the grammar of Veda, the pronunciation of Veda, then it will give different meanings, opposite meanings. There are many stories like even the pronunciation, mistaken pronunciation itself has led to many drastic consequences. There are stories. So learning Vedas nowadays is really difficult. Even the people like me who are supposed to teach cultural education and spiritual things in these classes don't have any knowledge of Vedas. The pronunciation should be first correct, then only it will give the right meaning. And then the grammar. So it is very difficult. Even Sanskrit knowledge itself is disappearing slowly. We have only very primary or basic Sanskrit knowledge. But knowing Vedas is really a Herculean task. It is not practical, almost impractical nowadays. And that is why people like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has said that for the modern age, Upasana is the way. Vaidika Karma Kanda is not the way. Or Vaidika tradition is not the common man's path. But earlier, everyone were following Vedic path, and everyone were pursuing their life goals through Vedic instructions. Now it is not the case. So not all are competent to learn and understand the Vedas is 100% correct. But everybody is all are eligible for moksha. That is also correct. The human birth itself is for moksha. It's a birthright of any human being. Moksha is the birthright. Everyone is eligible. Even the great Adi Shankaracharya and all the Mimamsakas, they strictly prohibit the study of Vedas to Shudra class, the so-called Shudra class. But even they never state that moksha is denied for anyone. Any human being has the right to attain moksha. They all the acharyas unanimously accept that moksha is the birthright of any human being. But how can we attain this moksha? Then the questioner himself or herself has given the solution. Since not all are competent to learn the Vedas, we have the Mahabharata, the Panchama Veda. Exactly right. Because in the end, Mahabharata, Savitri is there. Bharata Savitri. What is stated there? Dharmeja, Artheja, Kameja, Moksheja, Bharadarshabha, Yadihasti Danyatra, Yannehasti Natatkujit. So, all the four Purusharthas are very clearly expounded or made available for us through Mahabharata. And just before me, Suraj Subramaniam has explained about Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhashya beginning, Ubodhghata Bhashya, the introduction to Bhashya, Shankaracharya says, Ayameva hi paryapto brahmana padavedane. Bhagavad Gita itself is paryapta. Ayameva hi paryapto brahmana padavedane. To know the Brahma, the Brahman, Paramatman, this alone is enough. That is, Bhagavad Gita is enough. And there is no prohibition for anyone to study Bhagavad Gita. Even Sudras can study because it is an idihasa. Even in the traditional outlook, Bhagavad Gita is not denied to anyone. In itself, Gita itself, there is a famous saying in the 9th chapter, last but one verse. Mameva samupasritya yebisyu papayoneha vaishya shudra striyo vaishyas tatha shudras tevi yanti paramgati. So, in those times, even ladies were not allowed to study Vedas. So, those who are not, and Shudras and Vaishyas can study Vedas, but they cannot go into the depths of Vedas. So, those who are denied the access of Vedas, they also can reach moksha. This Bhagavad Gita itself has categorically stated this. Mamhi partha vyabhasritya ebisyu pavayoneha sriyo vaishyas tatha shudras tebi yanti paramgati. So depending Sri Krishna, the Guru, or teachings of Gita, anyone can attain to moksha. And there are many other texts in Mahabharata like Sana Sujadiya. All these texts will give you a comprehensive knowledge of the Paramatman Brahman. And by studying and reflecting on them, anyone can attain moksha using Mahabharata. There is no doubt. And one thing we have to be very clear. What is the purpose of all this? If it is the purpose is clear, that is moksha is my aim, then path is very clear. You will be taken, or you will be dragged into the way. If the intense desire is there for moksha, there will be help from many sources which will lead us to moksha. There is a famous saying in Bhagavad Gita itself, 13th chapter. The slokas are like this: Dhyanenatmani pashyanti kejid atmanamatmana anye sankhena yogena karma yogena chabare anye tveva majanando sutva anyebhya upasade tebi chapti taranteva mrutyum sruti parayanaha. Which means some people try to attain moksha through dhyana. So dhyana, we need some knowledge from texts like Vedic texts, even if it is not Vedic texts like Patanjala Sutra, Vedic literature like Patanjala Yoga Sutra, etc. So that knowledge is necessary for dhyana. Dhyanena atmani pashyanti kejid atmanam atmana. So some people realize this atma through dhyana. Anye Sankhya Yogena, and some of them realize this Paramatman through Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga means Vedanta. In Bhagavad Gita, Sankhya Yoga means Vedanta. So through Vedanta study, that also is related to Vedas. So Vedic study is a part of Vedanta. So through Vedanta, some people realize the Paramatman. Anye Sankhya Yogena, Karma Yogena Chabare, and some of them attain Paramatman through Karma Yoga. For Karma Yoga also Veda is necessary, because Vedic karmas has to be done. Karma Yoga means following the karmas prescribed in Vedas. So all these three categories, Dhyanena Atmani Pashyanti, Sankhena Yogena, Karma Yogena, all these three categories belong to people who have an access to Veda. But the next verse, Bhagavan says, Anye tvevam ajanando shrutva anyebhya upasade. And there is another group of people, Anye tvevam ajanando, those who cannot have this knowledge, shrutva anyebhya upasade. They will listen to others, hear from others, and do the upasana, do the pursuing, do the what do you say, spiritual sadhanas. Sutva anyebhya upasade. Tebi jatidarandeva mrutyum sruti Even those sruti means one who hears from others, from masters who have realized. They also transcend mrityu. They also attain moksha. So by hearing from others, masters who have already realized, and following their instructions, anybody can attain moksha. You need not. It is not a what do you say, necessary condition that you have to study Vedas. No. If that is the case, how could Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa get realization? How could Ramana Maharshi get realization? None of them have studied Veda. How could our Amma establish in that state? And there are many like Kabir Das in North India. He got an initiation from his Guru Ramadas and followed the Guru's instruction and attained to moksha. And I will conclude this. Anyway, the questioner has already given the answer, that is, through Gita we can attain, through following a master like Amma, that also a Guru like Amma, imbibing, learning and imbibing Amma's Guru's teachings alone, you can realize there is no doubt all these are means to attain moksha. Only the study of Veda is the means for moksha is not correct. It is not a correct state. I will tell you a small incident, an anecdote, and finish. There was a Brahmin, a Nambudiri, who went to a great physician, a Vaidya, who was an expert in practicing as well as in teaching. And he asked that Vaidya to teach me Vaidya, Ayurvedic medicine, to make him a good Vaidya. So this master asked this Nambudiri, why are you so eager to learn Vaidya Shastra? Then this Nambudiri told, I want to earn a living. For livelihood, I want to study Vaidya Shastra. So this great master told that if you want only to get some livelihood, you need not go to this Vaidya Shastra it is not for you are not competent to study that. So I will give you the ingredients and mixture of a medicine which you make and sell, and you will become rich. And that great master gave him a recipe for a medicine. It is a tooth powder, and with that recipe he started making tooth powder in his home, and he started selling it, and that small trade became so established, and now we see it as KP Nambudiri's Ayurveda industry. This KP Nambudiri's Ayurveda industry started from such a small beginning, making it in his home and selling it. And this recipe was given by a great physician of that time. And he became rich. He got his livelihood. So if our aim is, we have to fix our aim, and then we approach some great person who is an expert in that field and just follow his instructions, and our aim will be reached. So this is what is important. Fix the goal, and any available route you take, even approaching a master is the best way to realize moksha than studying the Vedas, in my humble opinion. So I will conclude this. I will offer my words at Amma's lotus feet. Om Namo Vishwade Namo.